E from MarketWizards.com and eMoneyWizard.com, reminding traders to use risk capital you can afford to lose. And it is just after 11:30 on Monday, 21st of October, 2019. What I have learned when they throw, or observed, I should say, when they throw the ball up into the air, you want to watch the moving averages as we come down into them, because that's really the way the game has been played lately. Throw it up so high in the air, and then you're lucky. You're feeling like, wow, I don't want to overstay this. And that's how they create that squeeze. So we were right to say make sure you are paid by this high from the end of the day on Friday. Once they got that achieved and started to squeeze, it became fairly obvious that this 92 to 94 was an aggressive support for the squeeze. And you can see how this 5-minute chart, although it's a little messy, you can certainly see the rising moving averages as we pulled into it caught and then have kept the squeeze on. And anybody that wanted the big moves outside, which we said probably was not going to happen, you're better off to try to nickel and dime a little bit at the top, see if we get lucky, second mouse gets the cheese, but then try to realign for a scalp trade in the direction of the trend. And the 5.25 target not quite hit, but it's still been a better trade than trying to hold down here and hope you could get the gap. So that target basically is still our resistance target. And my suggestion, don't overtrade. Some days it's easier than others to get something. Other days it's just very tedious. And today's one of those tedious days where you just had to read it correctly, that better odds come in, but don't overstay it. And then if you want the long side, you have to suffer through the small rotations as we bounce back to test, retest failure. And very helpful chart for us today, understanding this chart. Support, resistance, range trade in between, and this is the primary range that needs to get resolved right here. Thrust, contra, thrust, contra. So we were right to suggest try to buy it, buy a pullback, and then don't think of it as a killer trade. Just think of it as a short stake profits, rising moving average, so we can still come back up and try to test this range just above these highs, these 02s, 01s. All right, hope you had a good morning. Catch you guys. All right, be well, guys. And risk and reward, I think, is still the problem, even for the long side, risk and reward. So not an easy trade for longs to hold on either. Two-way day. And note that we don't even have a 10-point range yet. So keep that pivot as we've talked about. 98 and a half in there should be the pivot.